What's up guys, it's your boy John. We're back again here with another video. Today we have the Toyota Camry. I believe this one's the 2011. Hey, what do you think? White, looking pretty good. You got the upgraded headlights. So it gets that more of that Lexus theme. Same with the taillights. The owner also upgraded. Very cool, it's all tinted out. Now we're gonna do a very important install because, I mean, if you're watching this, you already know. He is rocking a Alpine head unit right now, and he's saying it's constantly disconnecting. The buttons are pressing like ghosts. So even though he's not pressing it, it presses on its own. So we're gonna take this head unit out. It's a nice looking Alpine head unit, and I'm actually a big fan of Alpine, but compared to these Android head units, it's hard to beat. Let's just do a quick comparison. This is the iDoing head unit, which is one of my favorite brands. Woo! Look at that. Boom. The screen is so much significantly bigger. And the paint match, I don't know what kit he has right here. The paint match is actually, I don't know if you can pick that up. It's gonna be better as well. It's hard to hit that with the lighting, the angles and everything. But it should be a pretty easy uninstall. So I'm gonna cut to a footage of me uninstalling the OEM head unit because I don't want you guys to see how to take this one off because most people are not gonna have the specific unit. Then we'll cut back to putting the new head unit in. I just wanted to show you guys the screen quality. Oh my gosh, this is insanely slow. Resolution's absolutely garbage. Colors are very muted. Look at that. It looks so 1990s. My goodness. First thing you need to do is you can remove the shift knob. You're gonna have to remove this whole trim piece. And I know it sounds kind of frightening, but it's very easy. So to unscrew, you lefty loosey it. That bad boy comes out, so put that somewhere safe. I'm gonna put it on the passenger seat. Next thing off is you just pull for this. You just grab it and pull, and there are two clips. They're just plastic clips, so it's nothing too strong. Grab and pull, and that's gonna reveal two Phillips screws, which we will have to unscrew. So get the tool. This is a little small one. So I had a little more of a smaller. I like using small screwdrivers because inside the car, there's not a lot of room. These screws you definitely want to keep in a safe place. Usually I put these in a cup holder. I'm just gonna put it in a cup holder because it does have a door, so maybe it won't get lost. So now you can pull this out, but you have this trim down here blocking it. So, I don't know, you see that? You see the trim piece? It's this trim piece right here, not the bottom one. So you get this trim piece, and I just use my hands, but you can pry it open kind of slowly like this. I'll show you where the clips are at so it makes more sense. So there you go. The clips, there's 3 clips up here, and then there's the 2 clips that you kind of put it down and it goes in. So you kind of want to start, I like starting from here. So you saw where I pulled it from, or on this shifter, because these clips right here are a lot weaker and it's away from the spry point. So now that with that piece gone, we can go further. All right, so the next step is we can try to pull this out, but we're gonna have issues with this shifter. So with this shifter lever here, you're gonna see a little button right here. Now make sure your car is in, it's in park right now, but you need to have your parking brake engaged. And the parking brake is on the left of your brake pedal. Have that pushed down because when you shift it into a gear, you're not in park anymore. So keep that in mind too when you start your car. Sometimes other cars will detect that and they won't bother you with it, but yes. So you're gonna have that, and we're gonna have to remove this trim too. So I'm not using the plastic tool trim. I'm just using my hands. You really don't need it for this car. And what I pulled was right here. There's a little gap right here, a little seam. And it's kind of hard to get in camera. But you just pull that out. Now there is wires for the cigarette lighter. But boom. Look at that. All the guts exposed. I know the lighting's a little bit harsh, but you know, bear with me. The clips on this right here, if you guys have a hard time, is right here. And this is where I pulled in this section right here where it's a little bit weaker. These clips aren't as strong as these yellow clips right here. So try to pull from this one. And I pulled from both sides, straight up. Okay, so now that we had that out of the way, you don't have to unplug it. You can just kind of twist it like this. And then we just have to remove this piece right here. The reason why we had to remove this piece right here, which should slide out a little bit, and then you'll be able to unplug the cigarette lighter. And then he also has an aux port. Both used to be very useful at the time, not so much anymore. Now these ports are held by clips. So there's little plugs on the back of them, and you just unplug them. And this is how the plugs look like, and you can see there's little clips. Sorry. There's little clips, and you just squeeze it and then pull the cable out. Squeeze it, pull the cable out. And like I was saying, this now reveals the two 10mm bolts down here. So we finally got it. What holds this head unit together is two 10s right here and two 10s above here, and that's it. So, all right. So, can't know if you guys can see that, but this is a real point of view. So we're looking in. Now you'll see a 10 somewhere around here and a 10 somewhere around here. So there's two of them. Remove those and we are done on the bottom. Make sure you don't drop it. Bada boom, bada bing. One more to go. Your fingers, and ta-da, that's exactly what you want. Ooh. Good thing I still see it. Oh, make sure you don't lose these in the cavern. Now the top piece is a little bit more risky. I say risky because the Toyota trim right here, this dashboard, there was a recall on it because it's not very good. It gets kind of gooey and it kind of breaks down, so the plastic or whatever they use here, it like deforms and stuff. So when you're prying at it, try to be very careful. You're gonna have to pry this open somehow without damaging your dash. So just kind of go easy at first, see how the dash takes it. So it's because of Toyota and their quality on their dash. This one seems good. I kind of taking it slow with my little trim tool. Yes, you can use a flathead, but for this part I would definitely try to find a plastic pry tool, which is included, at least in my iDoing kit. There you go. Somehow, some way, this vent stayed on it. It's a little bit strange. I'll pop that off. Okay, and then let's pop this vent back in. So the way these vents work is there's little tabs and push it back in. Now you guys can get a good view of that. There you go, and make sure it's clipped onto here. There you go. So yeah, I would say that's the hardest part, and what was great is there was no damage to the dash. And get close up so you guys can see. It reveals two 10s right there. See if I can brighten it up for you guys can see. 1, 2. So let's remove those and we should be golden. All right, so after you remove the 2 bolts up top and the 2 bolts down below, this is where things go a little more. You have to just put some muscle into it. We call this the pray and pull. That just means be careful when you're pulling it. Nothing else is holding it besides clips, and you just pull, which I just did. Now I like to put a little microfiber towel to kind of help any, like if it falls down or something like that, it protects like the paint here. So you just pull it down, and that just reveals all the plugs. Now it's in an awkward angle, so I am gonna have to just pull it out, and you guys are just gonna have to do that on your own without me really seeing it, but I will pull 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 plugs on the head unit, and then now there's 2 more antennas on the head unit. So 1, 2, and then don't forget we are also messing with the AC down below. So we're gonna have to unplug the AC, which is a gray plug, and voila, that's it. So let me show you guys again. I know this shows 4, but there was 3 plugs here, 2 antennas, and then we have the AC. Now your car might vary because this is a US model, and there's also always a lot of different kind of configurations, but for my configurations, that's how it was. All right, welcome back to present time. So we removed that Alpine head unit, and now we're gonna install the iDoing head unit. Once you get into this access area, you're gonna have a bunch of packets and all this harnesses. iDoing makes it very easy to set it up because iDoing, even though all these harnesses will give you extra features, if you look at the back of these iDoing head units, they use the OEM wiring. So all you have to do is, you don't have to put any harnesses, you just plug straight in to the back of this. All of these 3 white ones right here plug into the back, and then you have your AM and FM radio right here as well. Alright, so we are done uninstalling that aftermarket head unit. We are back in the present time. Here we will see these 3 harnesses. The great thing about the iDoing head units is you don't have to plug any extra harnesses. You just plug in this, and you'll get your power, your sound, and everything. And this is for your radio antenna. Now, if you want to hook up additional accessories, we have additional accessories right here, like for RCA jack out. Let me just show you. Now, these are extras. You don't technically need them. This is for 4G LTE antenna. Some people, especially in the United States, we don't really use SIM cards in our head units. This one is if you want to opt in for a reverse camera, which we didn't here. So it's good to have a reverse camera. Here are your RCA jacks. So if you were gonna redo the whole audio system and want to hook up to every single speaker like this, you can. Next off is USB, and actually we're gonna plug in this USB. The great thing about these USBs, they have 2 right here, and they are labeled like an arrow and TLS. I usually route these to the glove box. Also, the customer here uses an extra USB, one of these cheap ones right here, to power his reverse, or not reverse, but their wireless chargers. So we're just gonna have it hidden so the wiring is nice and clean for him for the wireless charger. This simply plugs in to the back. You can't really mess this up because they only go one way. So you can try to plug it. You'll see a notch, and because of the notch, you know it fits right here. Boom. You can't mess it up because it only fits one way. I'm going through the bag some more. GPS antenna. So this GPS antenna doesn't use your phone's GPS. It uses a built-in GPS within the head unit itself. And I can show you how to wire that real quick. Now you could route this to the top of the dashboard, but because this user only uses Apple CarPlay, this is more like a last resort if he's stranded and needs to use the built-in GPS. I've actually done this right here and it picks up the signal perfectly fine, just having it at the top. And you want to get the one that says GPS. The other two are for the 4G internet, which we're not going to be using. And they just it just screws on. Make sure it is snug. And now you have GPS antenna plugged in. Next off is another additional USB. Now USBs are pretty useful, so I am also going to wire this extra USB into this car. This one only has 4 little pins, and they match it up with the 4 little pins right here. Boom, there we go. Last, okay, so we're almost done with the baggie. This is for the SIM card reader. If you want to see how it looks like, you put your little SIM card in there. That's actually pretty handy. I know I have the SIM card on my Tesla. I pay like an extra $10 a month, but this car already has Apple CarPlay. And then lastly, you want to hook this up. This one has the microphone attachment, where if you want to attach an additional microphone, and it also has the Wi-Fi antenna built in. So we're just gonna do that right here, and we're gonna plug it in the wooden wire. So this little baby antenna is gonna give us all the goods we need. And then in this bag, we have an extra USB and FM AM adapter, which we don't need to use because the OEM one works. But it's good that they give it to you just in case you have a weird model. Here's the microphone. Now the current microphone is installed aftermarket-y, and it's just kind of like this. Kind of just, I don't know, dangling like that. So I'm just gonna install it. Now there's one on the front of the head unit already, if you can kind of see it right there, which is fine, but sometimes the AC vents blow around that area. So I'm just gonna install it just kind of right in front of the dash, like right here. And that's how I'm gonna install it, just right there. So it's not dangling, and you're facing forward and talking into the mic, which is the best quality you can get. So you can just, I mean, this part you kind of just fish it through, and now it's in. Now it depends on how you want it. You can either tape it right here, which might look a little bit cleaner, or have it a little bit higher. And it kind of latches on right here. It would look a little bit nicer, but I'll give the owner his preference. So it comes with tape, double-sided tape, that if he wants to mount it on the steering wheel column instead of like this dash trim piece. But yeah, that looks a lot nicer than having it kind of dangle. It's like literally dangling, the aftermarket setup he did. And you can see where this vent is. that's kind of, I don't know. Alright, so we have the USBs goes in the glove box. It's basically just, I just kind of tuck my hand through there and put this wire out. I have the microphone coming from the top, and it kind of just swings through this little hole. Very good. I have a little USB that kind of just routed down here. This is optional. This is just because he wants a wireless charger. So I have it right there for him. And then I have nothing plugged in besides those ports we talked about. The USBs I do need to replug because it's a little tight. Now we just plug in those 3 white harnesses to the back of the head unit right here. Do ones that fit. This is a 10-pin, which powers everything in terms of accessories. When you have the car on accessory, when you have it to on, it also powers the front speakers, and it also powers the illuminate. So when you turn your headlights, it tells the head unit that it is on. The 6-pin right here is for the rear speakers. There's like, yeah, rear speakers right there. That should do it. These ones, let's see what it plugs into. I believe that's a 20-pin, or I don't know the exact amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20-pin. This generally controls the stereo controls, so yes, we're going to retain the stereo controls on this bad boy. If you have issues with stereo controls, it will be this top one. That's pretty much it. We plug everything in. Oh, forgot the radio. And there's going to be 2 connectors. You can only really plug the FM one right here. Boom. So we have that plugged in. And you can kind of get it seated right here to see how it looks like. And it looks amazing. Now this gray wire on the bottom is going to be for your climate control system. Let me go get that. So your climate control system's right here, and then you have that bottom plug. The way this latches on is you'll see these little notches. So start from the left and then slide to the right. So now it's on there, and we want that because this thing kind of gets clipped in to make it more secure. But I'm going to plug it in first just so I have a little more room. And then you just slide it in. Boom. So we got it in there. And now I just want to test it to make sure it works. Boom. That booted up really fast. So you can hear the sound. Awesome. Amazing. Now I'm going to move to the optional point. So he has a wireless charger right here. And I have that USB where I was talking about. Sorry for the chime. It's going to be real short. So we're going to see if it charges an iPhone 15 Pro Max. There you go. It does charge. So amazing. We are good there. So here's another wire. I'm going to close that because that's driving me crazy. Yep, just kind of wrap everything up in reverse, and we're good to go. All right, so check everything that works. AC, that works. Beautiful. Now let's go over the head unit real quick. We have the iDoing settings, or the home screen. It looks beautiful. We have Carpet, Apple CarPlay. This does have the screen protector on it right now, so these are like not the ones that are technically a screen protector, but just protects the screen during shipping. So if you want to peel that off, we can. I'm going to leave it to the customer to see if they want to do that. Now here's some settings that I want to go through. Wireless. This is for your Wi-Fi. Device has a bunch of stuff. Let me just go through it real quick. Screen brightness. When your headlights are on and off, you can see that when I turn on the headlights, you can probably barely see that. but it does activate the little lights. There you go, so you can see that. GPS, storage, apps. Now something I don't like is that beep sound every time you touch it. It's good for tactile feedback, but it's just kind of annoying to me. So you got that, amp on. That's just all default. So that's good. General, here's some general stuff. Backup cameras. I don't know looks like it's like a white light. So you can change the light of this if you wanted to. So red, blue, just keep it white. You can also do RGB. Now something I do need to get to is the steering wheel controls, because his Alpine head unit didn't have steering wheel controls, but we need to hook him up with some steering wheel controls. So you go to this screen right here, and you just hold. You see how it, woo! You see how it kind of does that? So that's how you program it. So I'll do it in real time for you. So this is volume down, you hold it, you press that. Volume up, you hold it, press that. Next. Skip. Mode can be his home. There you go. So now you can kind of see the volume slider right there, and we're moving it up and down. Next song, next track. Beautiful. AM FM radio.
It's the
Looks like we are getting signal.
down the next place we should go. We can drink.
Great, so we got that. Settings, factory settings. I think the password's always changing with this, so I will leave the password down there. Sometimes it's like this. I don't know, 88. Yeah, I don't want to keep trying. They change all the time. Delay power when off. This is when your car is off. Keep the head unit running for a certain amount of time. Some people like that. I know like luxury cars do that, so when you turn your car off, your music's still playing. But yeah, that's pretty much the setup. Apple CarPlay. I'm gonna hook it up with the customer, see if he is okay with me filming. But if not, if you guys were interested in this product, I'll leave the link down below. This is 2024 head unit, IPS display. It's bright, it's crispy. Yeah, it's a really nice crisp display. I love it. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.